Hello folks and welcome. This is Kai, the Crafty Kai. And this week's video, I want to do something a little different. I want to create my wet box and plaster bat, which I mentioned in my last week's video. And before I can do that, I gotta really organize my workspace. It's kind of a disaster zone. Like over here, I've got crap all over my workstation. I have like some shelves over here that I just threw a bunch of stuff at, and then I'm going to show you there's rooms that I emptied, and now all the stuff is kind of here, and I have to go and put it back in. So this is getting me motivated to get back into productivity, get motivated, and I scratched myself on the head, so that's what that's. But every time I walk past here, I'm not motivated to work or do any of the projects because it's just, this space is unmotivating. It breaks down my productivity. So let's get this cleaned up. I'm going to listen to music. I'm just going to crush this. I got it. I got what I wanted to get done. I'm very warm now. Every time I wear those headphones, I got my ears are so warm. They're really keeping that heat. So I cleared up what I've been wanting to clear up. Now it's like pretty cleared. I've never had it so clean because from the get-go I was piled my tools. I just don't have adequate storage space down here. Like there's a lot of blank walls. At one point later this fall, I'm going to set up some shelves, put some prints and art in the back, get some fake plants because it's the basement, and make it really nice. Maybe some twinkly lights too would be a nice backdrop. And here I want to put some shelves up for when I've got pieces drying, so I have some space up on the wall. I gotta find vertical storage. And then over on this side where you saw the clear up, it originally was like, an entertainment TV setup, but I'm going to put some more shelves and have it for functional tools and have like baskets and bins and stuff. So that I'm hoping to tackle later on once I can find the time, because literally time I don't have enough of. And so yeah, but that's it for tonight. I'm going to get myself a bin tomorrow that has like snap closures, and then I'm going to do the wet box and that video. Well, I'm going to need one in the same video, but I'm going to do this process to get that ready because I have a bucket of clay that I've been meaning to recycle. That's like 5 months since February. So what is that? Yeah, 5-6 months since this has been collecting, and there's quite a lot in there, so I've been meaning to get to it. But that will be another video when I actually get to recycling my clay. I just really want to get a bat and wet box and start doing product testing for next week. So wrapping up for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow for the next part of this video. Hello, and I am back with this project, this wet box plaster project. I have all my supplies now that I have the space to work in. I have all my supplies that I bought throughout the last month. I got the Pottery plaster from Pottery Supply House, and then I was gonna get some Vaseline, and I did have some at the dollar store. So for my mold release, I'm using canola oil spray. So I found a little bin, and it's smaller than probably I would want to make, but for my first go around, I'm going to use this. And I just need to clean it up. I have a big bucket of water here, so I don't have to go up and down the stairs. But I know it's the 4:5 ratio for the plaster, and I'm going to sprinkle it in and like slowly mix it. So that is the plan to getting this done. So I'm gonna let it, once I'm in there and it's mixed around, vibrate the table. There's all these steps I'm gonna do, so let's fast forward and get going. Okay, so I have my bin sprayed down with the mold release, canola oil spray. I'm gonna fill up the water and keep track of how much I'm putting in here, but up to a certain line, because I don't want this too thick. It'll also be way too heavy. That took longer than I expected. Now I'm going to do the jiggle and get all the bubbles to the surface. Luckily this table jiggles, but I do not like the smell of the plaster. Okay, I cleaned it off with this tool so that I smoothed out all the edges from the top part. Because the bottom is nice and smooth from the bin. But what I didn't think about was that there's like a divot in it. So I could use this side because it's really smooth, but for its purpose of recycling clay, I think it's fine that this has like little bubble pockets in it. I smoothed it. Okay, I'm back after letting this kind of set for 48 hours. Also, a little change of little hair upgrade too while I was at it, because sometimes I just want to change that I can control, and suddenly I change my hair. Yeah, that happens periodically. I need to clean the box, because what I really want to do is try to fit this back into here. And this thing is like, it's heavy. I mean, it's good for when I'm going to be recycling clay and like wedging it on here, but yeah, it's quite heavy. And all I really want to do is wipe down bin. It's full of plaster still. Yeah, stuff was quite easy to work with, but I just don't like the smell. That smell of the plaster was not pleasant. I'm also very sensitive to smell, so that doesn't help. But this is going to be so useful for next week when I start my product testing for a few of the small pieces that I have planned for my Etsy store launch. If you like small art business and into like cute fantasy sci-fi stuff, that is my style, and that's what I have a few things like stationery, stickers, some little figurines, and magnets that I'm planning to make. So stay tuned and follow me for those adventures as I progress to launching my Etsy store. I'm really excited. I have like so many things to do. So this was one of them, to get like a process, a tool that would help me with product testing, but also in production, because, you know, I'm doing this on the side, so I have to have things and tools available to me that will make it easier to manage. That's the goal. I think I'm on the right track. Okay, I think that's good. Supervisor Gretchen is in the room. She's it's morning on a weekend, so she tends to try to take up most of my time. She's like, we should be in the living room. We should be in the living room on the couch, cuddling. Right, Gretchen? Right? That's right. But we'll have to later. Right now I'm busy. Okay. I haven't been like that bucket of water and plaster and figure out how to get rid of it. I think I can just dump the water, but the plaster specs, that's what I have to figure. I think I need to throw that in the garbage. Okay. So how I was thinking of putting this back in so I don't break it, because it's going to be like... Putting it on the side maybe? And then trying to fit it in without squishing my fingers. Oh, this... Okay. Oh, perfect. That worked out way easier than I thought. I was so worried that I was going to have to fight with that. I took one of these handles off too when I was trying to get the mold. So now I'm gonna go. I need more, like, I wish I had a sink in the basement that this way I would designate for cleaning up these kind of messes, but I'd have to look into having like a 3-bucket system. I was looking at different things to make it easier to clean, because this is the one thing I like going in the studio for, is that it's a messy place. You're going to have clay and clay plaster, glazed particles and all that stuff, and they have a system in place for their water. I would love that, but right now in my home studio, I gotta do as much as I can and just trying to keep this clean, wiping down with water, because I don't want to breathe any of this, and I don't want Gretchen to breathe any of this, or Allison, any of us in this household to breathe any of this powder. Okay, that is it. So this is my wet box finished. I think wet box, I call it wet box. It's a damp box, but for some reason I keep referring to it. So I think it's freaking heavy, but it'll be a decent size for the little things that I'm making. The height wise, it's going to leave me room, and like I said, it's heavy, so I don't want it to be too large, and then I'm struggling trying to lift it to my table. And then I have the plaster that inside that I can take out when I want to recycle clay. So 2-in-1, perfect tool for advancing operations of my smaller business. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this process. It was fun to kind of mix up something different, and it gives me a sense of what it would like to be working with pottery plaster if I were to want to do like slip casting and create my own mold. So I definitely got a taste of it, and then I was like, ooh, the smell is kind of overwhelming. So I don't know if I would ever work with it, but it'd be still kind of fun to try that out in the future. Right now, I'll stick with hand building and throwing. And yeah, that's it for today. This video's adventure of making a wet box and plaster bat. If you have any questions, or please leave some words of wisdom and kindness down below. I always appreciate that. And follow for more adventures as I lead up to my smaller business launch. I'm getting excited, but it's also like overwhelming. This has been Kai, the Crafty Kai. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.